Health is the greatest asset we can have in life, especially after the age of 60. You've probably heard that diet plays a decisive role in how we age, but you may not yet know that small choices made daily can generate powerful transformations in your quality of life. That's why today we're going to reveal the only 4 fruits that really make a difference in your health after the age of 60. Before we continue, it is important to emphasize, we are not just talking about eating more fruit out of obligation. We are talking about smart choices that will directly benefit your energy, memory, heart, and even your immunity, crucial factors for those who want to live well in this very special stage of life. These fruits have been carefully chosen based on recent scientific studies, taking into account the specific needs of the body after the age of 60. Each of them has nutrients that help the body fight premature aging, strengthen heart health, improve digestion, and can even boost cognitive ability. And here's an important detail. The 4th fruit on this list often goes unnoticed, is rarely mentioned, and is almost never remembered by those who put together healthy menus for the elderly. However, its benefits may surprise you in a positive way, bringing an impact that few other fruits can offer. Throughout this video, we promise not only to reveal these incredible fruits, but also to show you how to easily incorporate them into your daily routine, without complications, without spending a lot, and with practical results visible in a short time. We want you to feel more vital, to be able to make the most of every moment, and above all, we want to see you healthier and more willing to do what you love most. After all, aging well isn't just about living longer, it's about living better. And today you're about to discover exactly how to do that through 4 special, tasty, and transformative fruits. Before we continue, quickly check if you are already subscribed to this channel. This way you will ensure that you do not miss any valuable tips for your health and well-being. Ready to start your journey towards a healthier, more active, and energetic life after 60? So let's take the first step by understanding exactly what changes in our bodies after the age of 60 and why these changes make fruits so essential. Throughout our lives, our bodies undergo profound changes. Some are visible, such as gray hair or thinner skin. Others, however, occur internally, and this is precisely where the greatest impact of diet lies. Understanding these changes is essential to understanding why certain foods, such as the fruits we will see below, become true health allies after the age of 60. One of the first changes that occur is in metabolism. As we age, our bodies begin to use less energy at rest, which can lead to fat accumulation if there is no proper balance in our diet. Fruits rich in fiber, for example, help regulate the intestines and contribute to the feeling of satiety, which helps with weight control without the need for restrictive diets. Another important point is digestion. The production of digestive enzymes tends to decrease with age, making the process of nutrient absorption a little less efficient. Fruits with natural enzymes, such as certain tropical varieties, can facilitate digestion and prevent that feeling of bloating after meals. In addition, the immune system also suffers a natural decline. This means that the body may take longer to react to viruses, bacteria, and inflammation. This is where antioxidants come in, compounds found in many fruits that help protect cells against damage caused by free radicals. They act as a true defense shield for the body. The cardiovascular system also deserves special attention. After the age of 60, there is a greater risk of high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and heart disease. Therefore, it is essential to consume foods that help keep the arteries clean and the blood flowing more easily. Some fruits, as we will see below, contain natural substances that act directly on heart health. Memory and cognition can also suffer over time. While occasional forgetfulness is common, keeping your brain active and well-nourished is one of the best ways to maintain mental clarity. Fruits rich in flavonoids and B vitamins have shown promising results in this regard, contributing to a more alert and healthy mind. And we can't forget about bone health. After the age of 60, there is a greater loss of bone mass, especially in women. Although calcium is known as the main mineral responsible for strong bones, it needs other allies to be well absorbed, such as magnesium and vitamin K, both present in certain fruits that we will soon highlight. As you can see, the body continues to work at full strength even after 60, but it needs the right tools to stay balanced. And these tools are often found in nature itself, more specifically in the right fruits. So if you are enjoying this content and think this information is useful for you or someone you love, take the opportunity to leave your like. This helps us bring this content to more people and shows that you care about health in old age. Now that you understand why your diet needs to change as you age, it's time to reveal the first fruit on our list, the one that will give you more energy for the day and improve your digestion in a natural and delicious way. Fruit number 1, the fruit of digestion and energy. If there's one fruit that deserves to be highlighted when it comes to efficient digestion and constant energy throughout the day, it's the banana. Simple, affordable, and tasty, the banana is often underrated, but its nutritional value is immense, especially for those over 60. Bananas are rich in soluble fibers, such as pectin, which help regulate intestinal transit in a gentle and natural way. This is particularly important in old age when bowel movements tend to slow down. Constipation, which affects many elderly people, can be significantly relieved by regularly consuming fiber, and bananas are one of the most pleasant and easy sources to include in your routine. But that's not all. Bananas are also an excellent source of potassium, an essential mineral that helps keep blood pressure levels under control and contributes to good muscle function. Since aging can bring a greater tendency to lose muscle mass and dehydration, potassium acts as an important ally in maintaining the body's water balance and preventing cramps. Bananas also provide a moderate dose of fast-digesting carbohydrates, making them an immediate source of energy, ideal for those who need a boost right after waking up or before light activities like walking, gardening, or stretching. Unlike processed sweets or breads, which cause sudden spikes and drops in energy, bananas provide a more stable supply of glucose to the body. Another highlight is the presence of vitamin B6, which participates in the production of serotonin, the well-being hormone. This means that, in addition to nourishing the body, bananas can also contribute to a good mood and a sense of mental well-being, something essential for maintaining emotional quality of life in old age. And what about practicality? Bananas are portable, don't require preparation, and can be eaten alone, with oatmeal, in yogurt, or even mashed with a little cinnamon, which can be a delicious alternative for a healthy afternoon snack. For those who have difficulty chewing, they are also a great option as they are soft and easy to swallow. A valuable tip is to choose bananas that are just ripe. Greener bananas contain more resistant starch, which acts as a prebiotic, feeding the good bacteria in your gut. Riper bananas are sweeter and provide more immediate energy. Both are useful depending on your needs. It's worth remembering that despite being naturally sweet, bananas have a low glycemic index when combined with sources of protein or healthy fat, such as a spoonful of peanut butter or a handful of nuts. This combination prevents blood sugar spikes and keeps your energy levels more stable throughout the day. In short, bananas are a complete fruit. They improve digestion, provide balanced energy, protect the heart, help with mood, and are also extremely practical. It is no wonder that they top our list as the first essential fruit for those who want to live better after 60. Now that we know about this powerful ally of the intestine and mood, it's time to go further. Let's discover the second fruit, which acts directly to protect our heart, an organ that deserves extra attention as we age. Fruit number 2, the strong heart fruit. If there is one organ that deserves special attention as we age, it is the heart. Over time, it is natural for the cardiovascular system to become more sensitive to changes in blood pressure, accumulation of fat in the arteries, and fluctuations in cholesterol levels. And that is exactly why apples have become the second most essential fruit after the age of 60. Classic, versatile, and found almost everywhere, apples are much more than just a practical snack. They are rich in a type of fiber called pectin, which helps reduce levels of LDL cholesterol, known as bad cholesterol. This fiber binds to fats in the digestive tract, helping to eliminate them from the body before they are absorbed. For seniors who need to keep their cholesterol levels under control, this action makes apples a powerful ally. In addition, apples are a source of antioxidants such as quercetin, which has anti-inflammatory and protective effects on heart cells. These compounds help combat oxidative stress, a process that weakens cells and can accelerate the aging of blood vessels. The more protected these cells are, the lower the risk of heart disease and stroke. Another great thing about apples is their ability to regulate blood sugar levels. Despite their sweet taste, apples have a low glycemic index and their fiber content slows down the absorption of glucose, preventing dangerous spikes in blood sugar, something that is especially important for older adults with type 2 diabetes or pre-diabetes. And we can't forget about hydration. Made up of more than 80% water, apples also help keep the body hydrated, something that is essential at older ages, as the feeling of thirst tends to diminish over time. Including apples in your diet is simple. They can be eaten raw with the skin on, which contains most of the fiber, sliced with a little cinnamon, or even lightly cooked to make chewing easier. On hot days, a fruit salad with chopped apples can be refreshing and nutritious. On cold days, it can be slightly warmed and served with oatmeal, making a comforting breakfast. And here's an interesting fact. A study conducted with elderly people in countries with high longevity revealed that regular apple consumption was associated with a lower incidence of cardiovascular problems. This shows that often it is not necessary to seek out exotic or expensive foods to be healthy. It is enough to value what we already have at our disposal. Apples also contribute to oral health, as their texture helps to naturally clean teeth and stimulate saliva production, which can prevent cavities and infections. For seniors who wear dentures, cooked or pureed versions are equally nutritious alternatives. What about you? Do you already have the habit of eating apples every day? Or do you prefer other fruits to take care of your heart? Tell us in the comments. Your experience can help other people who are also looking for better health at this stage of life. Now that we know the fruit that takes care of our heart, let's move on to the third on the list, one that has a direct impact on the mind and immune system, helping to keep the memory sharp and the body more resistant. Fruit number 3, the fruit of memory and the immune system. If the heart needs special care as we age, the brain and immune system are no exception. After all, quality of life in old age also depends on an active mind, a good memory, and a body that is resistant to diseases. And in this context, the fruit that stands out the most is the blueberry. Small in size, but immense in benefits, blueberries have been studied by several universities around the world for their potential neuroprotective effect. This is mainly due to their high concentration of anthocyanins, a type of antioxidant responsible for their intense blue color. These compounds fight free radicals, unstable molecules that damage cells and accelerate aging, especially brain aging. Several studies have shown that regular consumption of blueberries is associated with improved short-term memory, concentration, and overall cognitive function. In other words, it helps the brain continue to function clearly even as the years go by. For people over 60, this can mean greater independence, easier routines, and even prevention of conditions such as mild cognitive decline. But the benefits don't stop there. Blueberries also have a direct effect on the immune system, thanks to the presence of vitamin C, vitamin K, and manganese. These nutrients are essential for maintaining high immunity, helping the body defend itself against respiratory infections, joint inflammation, and even silent inflammatory processes that affect general well-being. Furthermore, blueberries contribute to cardiovascular health, helping to improve the elasticity of blood vessels and regulate blood pressure. Their low glycemic index also makes them safe for diabetics, and they can be consumed in a balanced way without major impacts on blood sugar levels. In practice, including blueberries in your diet is simpler than it seems. Although they are more expensive and not always as easy to find as bananas or apples, they can be purchased frozen while maintaining almost all of their nutrients. Just add a small portion to plain yogurt, oatmeal, or a glass of water with lemon to create a refreshing antioxidant drink. For those who prefer something more substantial, a handful of blueberries can be eaten as an afternoon snack or as a side dish for a light breakfast. And even in more elaborate preparations, such as healthy cakes or breads, blueberries retain a good part of their active compounds. Another interesting aspect is that because it is slightly acidic and sweet at the same time, blueberries appeal to different palates. For those who already have sensitive teeth or have difficulty with more fibrous fruits, they are a soft and easy to chew option, making them ideal for those who wear dentures or have oral limitations. It is important to remember that even when consumed in small quantities, blueberries can bring significant benefits over time, as long as they are part of a varied and balanced diet. They do not replace other care, but they are a valuable reinforcement for those who want to keep their body strong and their mind alert. Now that we know about the fruit that protects the brain and strengthens the immune system, it's time to reveal the fourth and final fruit on our list. Little remembered and often overlooked, it may surprise you with its benefits for bones, joints, and general health. Fruit number 4, the forgotten fruit that changes everything. Among so many well-known fruits, there is one that rarely appears on lists of foods for seniors, but which offers surprising benefits. Little valued in everyday life, this fruit stands out for its nutritional richness and for acting in areas that profoundly affect the quality of life of seniors. We are talking about plums, especially the dried version, known as dried black plums. Plums are a fruit often associated only with intestinal function, but their effects go far beyond that. In fact, one of their best-known benefits is the relief of constipation, a very common problem after the age of 60. This is because dried plums are rich in sorbitol, a natural sugar that attracts water to the intestine, facilitating smooth and effective intestinal transit. However, the great highlight of prunes is their action on bone health. Recent studies have shown that regular consumption of prunes can help prevent bone mass loss, especially in postmenopausal women, a group often affected by osteoporosis. This effect is due to the combination of vitamin K, boron, and potassium, nutrients that contribute to strengthening bones and preserving bone mineral density. And there's more. Plums contain phenolic compounds with anti-inflammatory action, which help reduce joint pain and silent inflammation, conditions that become more frequent with aging. For those who suffer from arthritis, osteoarthritis, or muscle discomfort, regularly consuming plums can offer natural relief and improve mobility over time. From a cardiovascular point of view, plums also deserve attention. Their fiber and antioxidants help reduce cholesterol, control blood pressure, and improve blood circulation. This means more protection for the heart and brain, two organs that work together to ensure a long and active life. Another advantage is its action in regulating blood sugar. Although dried plums have a sweet taste, their glycemic index is moderate, and their high fiber content helps prevent glucose spikes. This makes them a safe option to be included in a controlled manner, even in the diet of people with diabetes. In practice, consuming dried plums is simple. 2 to 3 units per day are enough to enjoy their benefits. They can be eaten pure, added to porridge, blended with yogurt, or used to naturally sweeten preparations such as homemade cakes or jams. It is always best to choose the version without added sugar or preservatives to preserve all of their properties. For those who don't like the texture of dried fruit, plums can also be soaked in water for a few hours, making them softer and easier to eat, or even turned into a paste that can replace jam on whole wheat bread, offering a functional and tasty breakfast. Despite its complete nutritional profile, plums are still an underrated fruit. Many associate them only with restrictive diets or people with intestinal problems, but the truth is that they can benefit anyone who wants to age with greater health, mobility, and bone strength. That's why it closes our list with a flourish, the fruit that goes unnoticed, but that can make a huge difference in the lives of those seeking a better quality of life after the age of 60. Now that you know all 4 fruits that are essential for health in old age, let's understand how to put them into practice in your daily life in a simple, accessible, and sustainable way, even for those who don't have much of a kitchen routine or a tight budget. Now that you know the 4 essential fruits for health after the age of 60, bananas, apples, blueberries, and plums, it's time to turn this knowledge into action. After all, knowing what's good isn't enough. You need to apply it in a practical and consistent way for real results to appear. Many people think that a healthy diet is expensive, complicated, or requires drastic changes. But the truth is that small changes can generate great benefits, especially when we talk about including fruit in our daily diet. Let's start by organizing our eating routine. If you have a well-defined meal structure, such as breakfast, lunch, snack, and dinner, you can fit a piece of fruit into each moment of the day. For example, a banana for breakfast, an apple for dessert after lunch, some blueberries for an afternoon snack, and a prune in the evening to aid digestion and relaxation. For those who have a small appetite or prefer smaller meals, fruits can be used in simple and tasty preparations. Bananas can be mashed with oats and a little cinnamon. Apples can be made into a salad with natural yogurt. Blueberries can be added to a glass of kefir, and plums can be blended with water to form a functional drink, rich in fiber. Another important tip is variety. If possible, alternate between natural and prepared versions. Once a week, try a new recipe with one of these fruits. This helps maintain the habit and avoids monotony. For those who cook for more than one person, such as an elderly couple or a family caregiver, these fruits can be included in everyone's meals, promoting health for everyone involved. What about the cost? The good news is that, with the exception of fresh blueberries, all of the fruits on our list are affordable and available year-round. Even blueberries, which tend to be more expensive when fresh, can be purchased frozen in small batches and used sparingly. Additionally, you can substitute local antioxidant-rich fruits like strawberries or jaboticaba if they're not available in your area. For those who have difficulty going to the supermarket frequently, it is possible to buy a whole week's worth of fruit at once and store it correctly. Bananas can be frozen in slices. Apples last a long time outside the refrigerator. Frozen blueberries retain their nutrients for months, and dried plums can be stored in tightly sealed jars for a long time. If you or someone in your family has dietary restrictions, such as diabetes or high blood pressure, it is always worth adjusting the quantities and making the right combinations. For example, consuming fruits with sources of protein, such as yogurt or nuts, or additional fiber, such as chia or flaxseed, can improve glycemic control and increase satiety, preventing overeating. And above all, the most important thing is consistency. Eating these fruits regularly, even in small portions, is more effective than consuming them in large quantities sporadically. The secret is in the habit, and this habit starts with simple choices made every day. If these tips are helpful to you, please like this video. This way, you help us continue producing quality content and show YouTube that this topic is relevant to more senior citizens. Now, let's end our journey with a practical summary and a special message for you who seek to age with more health, energy, and joy. We have reached the end of our journey, and now you have powerful knowledge in your hands. The 4 fruits that can transform your health after the age of 60. We have seen how bananas aid digestion and provide natural energy. Apples, in turn, protect the heart and help control cholesterol. Blueberries strengthen the brain and the immune system, while plums help with bone, intestinal, and joint health. These fruits are not only tasty, they represent a conscious choice for more vitality, more autonomy, and more well-being. They are simple foods, often forgotten or underestimated, but with enormous potential to improve the quality of life in old age. And the best part of all this is that these changes don't require extreme effort. Just start, one step at a time, one fruit a day. Over time, the benefits will appear. More energy, less discomfort, a clearer mind, and a body that responds better to your needs. Longevity is not just about living longer, but about living with meaning, ease, and health. And every time you choose to take care of yourself, you are investing in fuller and happier days. Now we want to hear from you. Which of these 4 fruits do you eat regularly? And which one did you want to try after watching the video? Share your experience in the comments. Your experience might motivate others to take care of their health too. Thank you very much for following us this far. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and activate notifications. Every week we bring you practical and accessible tips for living better after 60. See you in the next video.